What is up, YouTube? This is TheSuperNamek, and I'm coming at you with another deck profile, this time from the new set Dimension at Chaos, and it will be DDDs, or Different Dimension Demons. This is a deck that I took a little bit more interest in than the rest of the stuff in the set, just because I wanted to build a for fun deck for locals, and I felt like this fit the bill very well. It is very similar to how Heroes play, where they make a very large series board, and you have to deal with it. Also, I like the artworks on all the cards, and I like the name of the theme. This is not the finished product by any means. I'm still testing a lot of the cards that we just got. So this deck is subject to a lot of change, and I will bring you those updates as they come along. We're also don't have all the support for the deck yet, but it just leaves for more imagination when the rest of the cards come out. So on to the deck profile, guys. So for the first card, as you see on the top of the deck, we play 3 DDD Rebel King Leonidas. More or less, this is it's a level 7 monster, for starters, so it gives you access to level 7s. And then its effect is, whenever I would take effect damage, after the effect damage resolves, you can reveal this card and summon it to your side of the field, and then you gain life points equal to what you took. So all your dark contracts in your deck force you to take 1,000 points of damage at the standby phase. So this card combos off really well with those cards. And then, as long as he remains face up on the field, you take no effect damage. So, more or less, he combos really well, like I said, with cards like Ring and Destruction, because you can ring your opponent and then you take no damage. And then, he's also a 26 beater, so he's very beefy. So, that's that. And then, on to the next card. I think this is the best card of the deck, is 3 DDD Abyss King, it's Oblivion King Abyss Ragnarok. I apologize, I'm still trying to get used to the names. But what this card does is, whenever he's normal or special summoned, he can target one DDD monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So it combos off really well with a lot of the cards, such as the Necro Slimes, and not Necro Slime, Swirl Slime, because you can banish a Swirl Slime to summon him from his hand. And he allows you to make rank 8 plays, because he can target himself in the graveyard. Along with other cards like, you can combo him off with cards like Transmodify for your fusion monster, which is this one right here. You can Transmodify him because he's a level 7. And then use this to bring that back, and then bring these two out, and then you have 5k damage on board. So that's a really neat combo you can do with him. And he's just overall a good card. On to the Searcher, we play 2 DD Savant Kepler. This is basically your Rhoda for the deck for your Dark Contracts. Whenever he's normal or special summoned, so he gets his effect no matter how he's summoned other than flip, he'll search any of your Dark Contracts out of your deck. Note that his effect also is not once per turn. So you can use him multiple times on the turn if you have a way to summon him multiple times. Plus, he's also a Pendulum Skeleton, which combos really well with this card, which is DD Savant Galilei. Which basically, this card, you can discard it from your hand to target one Dark Contract card on the field and bounce it back to your hand. So it's a kind of a neat way to bait out your opponent's MSTs to keep your Dark Contract safe, and you can reuse them for next turn. I don't really honestly know how I feel about this card, just because this stuff's all relatively new, but I am testing him at 2, and I do like the fact that he's a Pendulum Scale 1, because with this and this, I can summon all my big monsters back. So, like I said, we'll play 2 of him, and then on to the non-pendulums, I play 3 DD Swirl Slime. What this card does is it allows you to fusion summon from hand. So, more or less, it's a poly for the deck, which gets you to your fusion monsters, which King Dark is the best fusion monster, because any life point damage you would take, you would gain instead. So it makes your Dark Contracts from a super negative to a very positive. So that's kind of a neat theory. Also, his second effect is you can banish him from the graveyard to summon any DD monster from your hand to the field, which combos really well with Abyss King Ragnarok for big explosive XYZ and damage plays. Next, we play 2 DD Necro Slime. More or less, you can banish this card from your graveyard and it allows you to fusion summon. So it's another way to get into one of your Darks or the Oblivion King Caesar Ragnarok, which basically, big beaters is the theme of the deck. And then we play 1 DDD Baphomet. I don't know how I feel about this card yet, but I'm still testing it. What he does is he can target any DD monster, and you can change its level, more or less. It has to have a level, though, so keep that in mind. And that's it for the DDDs that we have so far. On to the only 2 cards I play that are non-archetype specific is I'm testing it, so it might come out. I'm not sure yet, but we're playing 2 Jiragedo. It seems good in theory. It's a level 4, so it combos off with Baphomet very well. It gives you 1,000 life points when it's summoned, and it's dark. So it fits the entire thing with that because everything's Dark Fiend. When the rest of the support comes out, this card might come out, but like I said, in terms of right now, I like it at 2. I like the 17 body, and I like the fact that it can make my monsters beefier than they are and sometimes punch for game. That's it for the monsters. Onto the spell. I play 3 Dark Contract with the Gate. A thing to note with the Dark Contracts, all of them read the same thing at the standby phase. You take 1,000 damage. Okay? So the deck is very resource management heavy. If you're not paying attention, you are going to burn yourself for like 5k and lose the game. However, as long as you play your combo pieces and you're not putting yourself in a position where you take huge life point damage, then these cards will give you an unfair amount of advantage against your opponent. But what he does basically is he's Rota for the deck. He searches any DD card from your deck and adds it to your hand. So you can add your Abyss King Ragnaroks, your Leonidas's, you can even add Kepler to add more Dark Contracts to your hand. So it's a cool little card. I only play 1 Dark Contract with the Swamp King. Basically what this one does, it allows you to fusion summon. You can fusion summon with monsters out of your hand or banishing DD monsters from your graveyard as fusion materials. I only play 1 right now because I'm playing the multiple slimes, which gives me more than enough ways to fusion summon. I do like that it's searchable too, so that warrants only playing at 1 because I can search it at any time. When the rest of the support comes out, the number that might change, because I'll probably change the number of slimes that I play in the deck, because we have Cerberus, Howling, and Lilith coming out, which is another good, are also very staple cards in the deck. So as of right now, it's just in testing phases, and I like it at 1. On to some tech choices. I am playing 2 Mass Change 2. Everything in the deck other than Ragnarok and Leonidas are all Mass Change 2 targets to make Masked Hero Darklaw, which is a really good anti-meta card. So I decided to try it at 2, and I mean, it's also another way to put your slimes in the graveyard, so you can use their graveyard effects. And it also dips dead cards out of your hand, like it'll set up your Ragnarok plays and Call the Haunted plays, so I like that. One of my favorite cards in the deck, and I'm trying to find a 3rd one so I can bump this up to 3. I'm playing 2 Transmodify. Basically, Transmodify, what it does is you select 1 monster on the field that has a level and you send it to the graveyard, and then you summon a monster of the same type and attribute but 1 level higher. So more or less, this can combo off with your fusion card really well. So you can summon this and then Transmodify this card to get Abyss King Ragnarok, the level 8 that I showed you earlier. And then use Ragnarok's effect. You can bring this card back from your graveyard, and then you have 5k damage on board, and you have 2 really threatening monsters to begin the game with. So like I said, theme of the deck is make big board, and this card allows you to do it. When the new support comes out, I might keep it at 2, but for now, I really want to play 3. I don't have a 3rd copy of it, and I'm trying to find one. And then on to some 1-ofs. I do play 1 Foolish Burial to put these slimes into your graveyard as quick as possible. 1 Raigeki, because board wipes are really good, especially when you're putting up big numbers really fast. And then I play 1 1-for-1, because 1-for-1 targets your Kepler, which summons it to the field immediately and allows you to start your search engine by searching your Dark Contract with the Gate or other contracts if you don't have them. On to the traps. I do play 2 Dark Contract with Errors. This is the one that I think is the best. Basically what it does is during either player's turn, I can turn off all trap cards. So more or less, if I have a Vanities lock, I can turn my Vanities off for a turn, reestablish my board, and then when it comes back to yours, I can turn it back on. So I like that card a lot. Next, we have 2 Dark Contract with the Witch. More or less, this is kind of like Raigeki Bake in terms of I can discard a Dark Contract or a DDD to destroy any monster on the field. Also, during my opponent's turn, it gives all Fiend-type monsters 1,000 attack point boost. So more or less, you can have really big monsters during your opponent's turn that they can't get over unless they have cards like Honest or whatnot. I also play 2 Call the Haunted. It combos really well with Abyss King Ragnarok, and it also keeps your Dark on the field because your opponent will open board Mass Destruction to destroy your Dark, and then you're going to take big life point damage with the Dark Contracts. However, if you resummon the Dark, you don't have that problem. On for 1-ofs, I play 1 Mind Crush. This would be Bottomless Trap Hole, but I cannot find any copies for the life of me. But in some situation, it is better in Bottomless because you can snipe cards out of your opponent's hand, but like I said, that's all up to preference. 1 Solemn Warning because it's a very good 1-of. Vanity's Emptiness and Torrential, I think, are the 2 best 1-of traps in the game. So that's why I play them. And then that is my main deck. It is 40. On to my extra deck. We have a lot of DD-specific extra deck type stuff because this deck, in theory, is supposed to do every type of summoning. However, I don't know exactly what's going to go in and stay out, so this is what I've been testing. We play 1 DDD Wave Oblivion King Caesar Ragnarok. He is one of the fusion monsters. He's big and beefy at 3,200. More or less, he takes monsters. He's kind of like Snatch Steal. He takes your opponent's monsters and he gains attack equals to their attack points. On to the next fusion, we play 3 DD Oracle King Dark. This is the best one. This is the one that makes your Dark contracts, instead of you taking life point damage, you gain it. However, whenever he's on the field, anytime you would lose points, you gain them instead. So basically, he's a very good card. He's 28, so he's big. 2 Dark Law, because I am playing the 2 Mass Change. And then on to the XYZs, we play 1 Felgren, because I play a lot of level 8s. I do play 1 DDD Wave King Caesar. More or less, this is Traveler of the Burning Abyss, bringing back all your monsters, and you need to take 1,000 for each one brought back, but if Dark's on the field, you gain a bunch of life points. DD Marksman King Tell, you make him by overlaying him over DD King Wave King Caesar. More or less, he's Cowboy. He'll burn you for 1,000, so that's why I like him. The next one, which is the best one that came out, which is DDD Duo Dawn King Kali Yuga. This card's the sweetest. It's a rank 8 at 3,500, so it's big, and his 2 effects are, he's a Cold Wave, which is huge, and then he's also Heavy Storm during either player's turn, which that is ridiculous in itself. And then on to the non-specific, I play 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Castell, 1 Diamond Crab King, and then I only play 2 7s in the form of Big Eye and Red Eye's Flare Metal. And that was my DD deck profile, guys. If you have any questions or any suggestions, actually, because I like playing this deck, I don't know what I think I should play in it anyway. Feel free to let me know. Leave a comment in the description. Leave comments down below, and I will also give you updates of this deck periodically, depending on what cards we get. And always remember to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Thanks.